It is a Wednesday morning. It is a May Day of the 12th.
12th de Mayo.
The 12th.
Happy 12th de Mayo.
I like that. I'm just gonna write that one down. We've got our friends here from GoSEMO Fiber and SEMO Electric, and Becky's here today, and we actually have someone else behind the camera for a change for
drone
a while.
footage.
There you go. Lloyd is here, and Mr. Sean back here behind us, running camera for a little bit. We'll see him here in a little bit because we got things to talk about. But first, we've been talking about a little contest that you guys have had going on for a while.
We're an onion today, Reed.
Just
like Shrek and Donkey talked about, we've got several layers to peel back today.
Oh, we really do. And
Exciting
like I
day.
said, it is an exciting, exciting
kind
day
of
today.
three big points.
3 big points? All right,
Three
let's
big
start
points.
with winners.
Point number one will be the Connexon, our fiber consultants, $50 million fiber project on your electric cooperative, Reed. That's kind of a big deal for us. We pay property taxes in 6 counties, local. We've said it over and over again, but it really does. Our contractors are local. Just this thing is all about making lives better in southeast Missouri. So our fiber consultant, Connexon, gave us an idea about 6 months ago that they wanted to do a contest. How is GoSEMO Fiber making lives better? Because we share a lot of our why stories and share them here, and you've heard us talk about them. So they spun up a program. They're going to give free gig level service internet to the winner of the contest for a year. And we said, well, if you'll do one, we'll match it with another. And we even had so many good entries, we couldn't parcel them out, so we picked 3. We've got 3 winners. Excellent. Of our gig level internet, how GoSEMO made your life better.
And they were all amazing. I mean, they were all impressive. Such good stories that we'll be sharing them throughout time on our Facebook pages, on our website, and all that. I mean, they were touching.
They were really neat. They may make the book when Sean gets it written at some point.
Sure.
Out in the future, right?
Well, and here's the thing. I mean, I have heard personally.
That's right.
You hear them all the time because of what you work about how, given the circumstances prior to, pandemic stuff that came into play, it was important. People did not have good, reliable service out in the rural areas, especially.
If anything.
Yeah, if anything.
Right.
I mean, heck, some people didn't even have phone service depending on where you live.
That's correct. Most did not in our Bluefield area.
Yeah, I mean, and there's areas in this county that, you get out away from something and you're just, ding, 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 you're back into the sticks. So that being said.
Was that dueling banjo?
That was kind of sort of, wasn't a very good job. I tried. So you hear the stories. Hey, we got hooked up, thank God. Now we can do things. And then, of course, Coco 19 came along. Things started getting locked down. And more important than ever, the work from home, people more, home. It really became that.
Yes.
The 3 winners, Reed, each really made points in that regard. We'll share those with you tomorrow. You may end up reading them. It'll be
that's fine. Yeah.
It'll be what's our guy's name that reads so good? Shawshank Redemption.
Morgan Freeman.
That's right.
And maybe if they show up, they can read their own.
That's right.
Well, you know what? That would be kind of
We're
cool
gonna give
too.
them a,
We'll take a couple, because we'll have several opportunities, tomorrow afternoon when we're there for the annual meeting. But who did we have?
You got it. Okay, Reed, and I hope they're listening because we haven't revealed this, but Miss Kim Paul from Bloomfield.
Okay.
Kim shares her story, and it's about being able. Hers is a work from home story.
Okay.
And she literally wasn't going to be able to do it without her fiber internet. Really good story. So Kim Paul from Bloomfield. The second one was, and this is really no order. They're just 3. Rick and Renee Offenberg. Now, my guest says Renee wrote it because we know Rick, but that's teasing. Rick and Renee actually hosted us at one of our very first events. Remember, we've talked about having a town hall type meeting in a tractor shed. And Rick and Renee were the host of that. This wasn't any sort of payback. Renee sells high level breeding stock and stuff. Rick has to participate in online cattle auctions and things.
And they keep cameras on the animals at all times.
Right. when mama's
There you
having
go.
puppies,
That's
that
sure.
going on. So, and the third one is Miss Kim Bunger from Whitewater. And Kim's story is even more unique because during the passing of her father, they were literally and Whitewater's more of a zip code than it is than a place, right?
I understand that.
She would drive to our Advance office 20 minutes away, or they could go to McDonald's in Cape, the other 20 minutes away. So they opted for our office in Advance. They would sit outside our office in Advance, and we'd see them and visit with them. And she was literally having these visits with her dad at the end of his life.
Yeah.
Using the Wi-Fi.
Using the Wi-Fi.
Okay. Okay.
So some real uniqueness to it there. And her son was taking SEMO courses as a student, I believe, at Notre Dame High School,
Okay.
trying to finish out the year. You know what that looked like, literally a year
Yes,
ago.
yes.
And Kim, just her real compelling story about then literally attending her father's funeral
At our newest hotspot at that time.
at our newest hotspot in Tilsit at a church. So
Wow.
they had to attend that online, unfortunately.
Sure.
So just her story about how that all played out on a couple of different fronts. Again, making the choice to live on the family farm in Whitewater. You sacrifice some of those things, and
Sometimes you do.
great story. Great
But
story.
now all these people have, not to be cliche, because it's not, they have had life-changing things
Pretty much.
happen.
That's true.
Right.
You know, I mean, in psychology, you hear this all the time. That the
Oh,
number
here we
one
go.
thing, I know, I'm going back to my learnings. But you hear people are resistant to change. You hear this all the time. But in some cases, change is good.
That's right.
It's
Good.
real good.
Good stuff.
And when you get change like this that comes in, now they don't have to drive to your Wi-Fi hotspot in Advance. Now they don't have to, in this case for the people in Whitewater, they don't have to drive to Cape
Right.
and sit in a McDonald's
Even just
parking
right
lot.
outside of Chaffee. I mean,
Yeah.
I stopped into one of our little stores to get a soda, and I had a lady almost in tears about how we rushed to get her service because she
Yeah.
needed to work from home. She was crying because she said we showed up on a Sunday to install her to make sure she was able to work on Monday when she was so frustrated and didn't know what she was going to do. I mean, those stories keep pushing us forward to keep
Right.
us moving forward.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but did I not see a number that was 6,000?
6,000. So, point number 2.
Okay.
Segue.
That's a segue. See what I did there?
We'll connect subscriber number 6,000. We've been doing these little cool. We did. We probably did number 100. We probably did number 10 because we were so pumped at the time. But I know we did 100, 500, and 1,000. Then we've been catching every 1,000th subscriber read, and number 6,000 is today.
Wow.
We're going to hook that up right around noon.
Okay.
And we'll show up there and surprise those. What's the prize patrol? Will show up around noon, and we always hope they're there. When
Well,
that
yeah,
happens.
that was like, you don't want to be Geraldo in Al Capone's vault. You definitely don't want to be that. But is there a hint as to where it may be?
It's going to be up near Scott City in
Okay.
our Delta East, our long-awaited Delta
Okay.
East release area.
Okay.
And so, yeah, Kelso, Scott City,
Okay, well,
zip
just
code, that neighborhood. Yeah.
So if you're not home and you have Ring or something like
you go.
that, and you see a
We'll go into the
GoSEMO
next
fiber,
one.
yeah, you might want to oh crap, I need to go home. Well, that's cool though. 6,000.
6,000 read. This customer is taking internet and television and phone. Probably, I don't even know. I shouldn't say the phone
Did
part of
you
it.
guys ever envision 6,000 when this started?
Yeah,
Okay.
we knew
Okay.
what we were getting into. We expect big,
Well, I mean, go big or go home.
That's right. A humble brag moment, but yeah, we knew we were going. 6,000 read is probably the easy part of it. Now the next 2,000, because we really, to pay the bills on it now, need to be at 8,000.
Well, sure. I mean, look, it's just like anything else. Yes, this is great.
That's right.
6,000 people with the services.
That's right.
I know for a fact, I go and I see, family members of mine that are watching, Grit TV and different things that are on the networks. I know for a fact because I've been told that what you guys were doing with Channel 95
That's right.
and the local sports,
Yeah.
that's been big.
Got some more big plans for that coming.
that's
They're
great.
going to
I mean-
include you.
Oh my God,
we can't
really?
put you on TV because you've got that
Well, you know,
makeup. For
it's a thing.
radio,
and you
but-
know, and I made a thing yesterday. I said something about if something happens, I was going to grow a mullet, and I really hope it doesn't happen. But I have time. I've got time. I've got time before that.
But seriously, Reed, 6,000. Most of those are member owners of the co-op. So
Sure.
again, annual meeting
Right.
has a big play in that. But we've got several hundred non-members if you happen to live on the periphery. And
Well, I know that behind the scenes, you guys are working with some
Yeah.
other things
yeah,
that concern GoSEMO Fiber, ways to help communities,
That's right.
ways to help organizations,
schools.
schools. Yes, the whole
Program.
And talking about annual meetings to our subscribers and ones that haven't enrolled yet, they can kind of come out to the rodeo grounds on Thursday and they
Tomorrow.
can enroll for services there. All the offices will be closed, but we'll be out there. So if you drive through and get your prize and get checked in and vote, just swing on by the tent. We'll get you enrolled for
We're
services.
going to try
We'll get you
this.
updated.
We're going to try this outdoor office concept. We've been trying to tell Sean it will work.
And he's like, yeah, okay,
No,
hold
Tent
on.
City is set up, Reed. If
Well,
if
you
you
guys were
drive
setting
by,
that up yesterday, right?
that's right. Started yesterday,
Sure.
and I don't know how many of the tents, but we're completing that today. There'll be
Mm-hmm.
security on site tonight to watch our stuff that is there, and we're going to kick it off at 10 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And again, we may have 2,000 show up. We may have, as long as we get our quorum, we have met
I don't think
our rules. But we want it to be as fun and big an event as it was last year. It's important as a cooperative member owner, and this starts to get lost generationally, right? Because we're 82, 83 years old now. These things are important to you. You know, they're not just figures. Sean has a really nice program put together, and it's not a program; it's an annual report.
Sure.
And it just gives all the real Cliffs Notes data that a member owner should need once a year, right? Again, it's your little business out there. You're bought into it, and that's one thing. Even with the fiber services part of it, we hope to start making that an even more compelling argument or a compelling case this year. And that
Yes.
this is your little
this
business.
is your thing.
This is your thing.
Yeah.
Your board that you elect. This is what we do, and this is why you're doing it. So easy to get disconnected from that because the lights are always on, right, and things just go on, and you pay your bill. But when you kind of see those notices coming around, and this you're going to get this when you come to the annual
Right.
meeting. Maybe this is a good opportunity to kind of lean into that a little more.
Well, and you know, with all the things that are happening tomorrow, again, it's going to start at 10 o'clock. So it's kind of stretched out through the day. So if you can't get there in the evening, now you have the opportunity to be there in the morning.
That's right.
Which is the plan.
But which, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that's
And
that's
stop
the
by
whole
and
thing.
listen to the Walker Brothers.
I was going to say the Brothers Walker,
Yep.
just like last year, are going to be there.
And stop by our tent. We'll do a little video if you want to share how we've
Right.
blessed you and kind of share it on Facebook.
Well,
Meet
you
us.
know, we're going to be, of course, Chris McIntyre, as we're coming over, you know, after I get off the air and we start our setup. Chris, our midday guy, is going to be, you know, talking and telling everyone, you know, what's going on and doing the drops. And then we're going to get there and start, you know, in the afternoon, doing our quote from the area, the live broadcast, if you will. Talking with you guys again tomorrow, talking with member owners, as you like to call them, family.
Yes.
Because it really is family. And
That's right.
Sean's here. He's passed off the camera duties to Lloyd here as we're on Facebook.
I'm really good at this too.
Sean, you know, as we get to tomorrow, I mean, this is a big, these annual meetings are not just some, yeah, we have to have an annual meeting and yeah, whatever. These are big deals. These are really, they're imperative to the operational, the functionality of what you guys do.
And I would say the most important thing is we get an opportunity to meet the member eyeball to eyeball. And so last year, you know, we had over 500 registered, almost 600 registered members, meaning that one household is one. So multiply that by two, you know, we had almost 1,000, 1,200 guests last year.
Oh, every day.
This year, we have no idea what to expect. The weather's beautiful. We've expanded it from 10 a.m. to 7 o'clock at night. Last year, we did all that in 3 hours.
Right.
So now we've expanded it. We're putting a lot of effort into it. The team SEMO is doing a great job preparing for it, and we are excited.
Now, when we get going tomorrow, I know that it's 6 o'clock, the quote business meeting part. What's that mean?
So the business meeting by our bylaws, meaning our governance package, if you will, that governs the cooperative, we need to make sure that we approve the financial reports that the members do. They approve the minutes from last year, and we have an director election going on as well. So we have a
Okay.
contested race that will announce those results at 6 o'clock. That business meeting won't last long, but we use the rural Missouri this month to publish all that information. People have all that information out there. So they'll drive through, they'll register, then they'll pull up to the next tent and they'll actually vote on on an iPad. And so basically, they just gotta vote, and then they pull on through and they can stop for the concert, from 2 o'clock to 6 o'clock, a live concert, or they can drive on out and, go on about their way. But,
Or stop by and see us at the fiber tent.
yeah, we're just,
Well,
we got a lot going on. We have a lot going on. I think there's 8 tents out there. I think 4 of them are set up early this morning.
We'll be 9
Yeah.
when we get there, a little after the noon hour when we
got
get
your
set
tent
up.
up. You got your tent. We're
Oh,
ready.
really? All I got to do is come hang banners.
Just gotta hang out.
Well, look at you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you. All that being said, look, in all seriousness, this is a good opportunity. And now that we're less restrictive with COVID stuff now, this is a good opportunity. Bring a lawn chair, go park. If you just want to come through, like you said, there is the drive-through quotient to this. You want to wear a mask? Wear a mask. If you don't, obviously you don't, especially now that the guidelines for being outside are pretty much, have had it. And many of us now, not all of us, but many of us out here in the population are now vaccinated, which is even, our further protection. Bottom line is, we'll still have the precautions in place, if you choose to be that way, but boy, what a great opportunity now for everybody to come out. I mean, I look at this as kind of what they call them back in the day, the barn raising. This is what it is. Hey, we're going to build a barn. Everybody show up. I guess the only thing we're missing is the potluck quotient of this thing.
We do. I would say too, Rita, as we get further away from our humble beginnings in the 30s and the 40s, right?
Sure.
We move from generation to generation, and so when you say barn raising and things, our younger generations aren't familiar with that.
No, they're not.
What's exciting is our fiber is doing what we did so long ago. And the fact that we have over 9,000 broadband services mean that people who take TV or phone or internet, you add all those up, it's over 9,000 services that we have. And it's incredible because if you think about the cooperative, we're at the highest point we've ever been with electric meters at this point with services. So we're actually providing over 25,000 services now in southeast Missouri, and
Wow.
it just continues to grow. And we think that we're just starting to see homes building. We're going to attract a big business at some point that needs fiber and electricity, and they're going to be on our lines. And at some point, we're going to see an Amazon or somebody come here because 57 and 55
Sure.
are so critical.
Well, and you make a good point that a lot of times gets overlooked. Infrastructure is key and critical to growth. And I don't care if that was back in the early 1800s, because what was one of the essential things for a town to get started? Railroad. Infrastructure. Transportation, locations next to a river, lake with railroad, okay. Then it was roads and railroads. And then now it's roads, railroads, river. Do you have a good electrical grid? Do you have now these things to hook up to? And people overlook that because, a business comes in and goes, oh, well, they don't have reliable, we need these internet services and broadband. They don't have that. Next, we have that now. And the potential for the growth in this region is, as you say, I think you're right. We're seeing a little bit. Some good announcements have been made recently, but I think you're right. I think we're just on the cusp
We're
of
about to
something
burst.
to happen.
Yeah, I
There
think-
you go.
Yeah, we're going to keep. We've got to keep working. So when people are looking for land or to put a supply center, if you will, you've got to have infrastructure. You've got to have the roads. We've got to work on our workforce a little bit.
Yeah.
We've got the electric rates that are good. We've got the fiber now.
Yeah.
We've got water. We have, we're talking, the chips are in the news, and you think about the chip manufacturing, they have to have water, they have to have low energy rates, they have to have broadband, we have to have highways, we have those things.
Every bit of it.
And the other thing is the diversity of our crops that we have. The farmers, it's incredible here. One of the
It
most
really
diverse
is.
places in the world that we grow from potatoes to milo to corn to rice to beans to wheat to just,
Beets and horseradish or
it
things
just
like
keeps
that.
on going. This is really a great area, and we have an opportunity collectively as a region to help grow this so that we can sustain things in the future for this area.
Well, I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I know you guys are putting, already putting a lot of work into it. And again, congratulations to the winners. that are going to be getting notified. You know, we just announced them a little bit ago on these deals. You can read them one more time, Becky, if you want to. The winners of the essay contest.
Kim Paul, Renee Oftenberg, and Kim Bunger.
There you go. So you guys are going to be
We'll
getting.
see number 6,000 around
I was
here.
going to say, and somewhere up in the Kelso, Scott City area, that area, number 6,000 is going to get nailed today into the system.
Watch our Facebook page.
Yeah.
We'll
Oh,
be
yeah.
live.
I did. Yeah, I was going to say Facebook Live with that. Of course, we'll be seeing you guys again tomorrow with the annual meeting. The annual report will be passed out. I'm looking forward to looking through that. I always enjoy the rural Missouri things that that come out because I think they're important. I mean,
They are.
local. If there's anything that we have learned over the last year and a half, with your, and you've spoken on this with your weekly Facebook things, and Sean, congrats. I really do. Those are great. But we've learned how to really look more local. And there's nothing more local than being a part of the SEMO Electric Cooperative, because that's what it's all about. It's about local and serving local, but also having family members as a part of it. That's the whole thing. So tomorrow, let's all be a family. Let's get out there, listen to the Brothers Walker, have a good, and the weather's going to be gorgeous. Awesome. Guys, thank you.
Thank
for
you.
your help.
And on the way, we have some Tom Petty and Black Crows.
He's over here. He's cheating. He's cheating.
That is
Lloyd,
really
thank
cool.
You. Becky,
Thank
thank
you.
you. Sean, thank you. Folks, that's our GoSEMO Fiber SEMO Electric Wednesday chat. We're going to take a quick break. I will tell you that the weather today is going to be beautiful. We're getting more and more sunshine into the forecast. Low to mid 60s today. Sunshine on your Thursday for that SEMO Electric annual meeting, with highs tomorrow in the upper 60s. 52 right now at KYMO.
Farm credit, we understand.